子供に英検合格させたいチャンネル、準1級、満点狙い単語聞き流し、2025年度第1回。リーディング、短文。
Emergency services, difficulty, scene of the accident, traffic, make space, ambulances, fire trucks, infected, recited, galloped. Diverted, suddenly, lost his temper, shouted at, outburst, breakup, layout, emailed, Emily, responded. Odd, prompt, replies, slender, gloomy, abnormal, researchers, drug company, improved, potency. Headache medicine, pills, excursion, friction, negligence, smartphone, illegal, distracts, reforms, pacifies. Dismisses, effort, reduce, government spending, post office, for-profit corporation, take over, formulated, privatized, ventilated. Deformed, discussed, weekly meeting, section, Hans, laptop, replying to, emails, occupied, invisible. Irrelevant, anxious, storm, flooding, motorists, advised, plan routes, hazardous, vigorous, furious. Monotonous, store clerk, coupon, expired, months earlier, acute, rash, invalid, imminent, unclear. Wording, legally, avoid, paying taxes, took advantage of, loophole, finally, changed, stronghold, blueprint. Aftermath, Christine, vivid, colors, filled, apartment, bright red, orange furnishings, weary, hazy. Feeble, Jeffrey, Gretchen, intentionally, in order to, greedily, obediently, thoroughly, financially, senior citizens. Component, obligation, symptom, resolution, online learning, interact, in person, collapse, proceed, constrain. Retirement, hobbies, take up, root out, pass for, blow up, thieves, security camera, fingerprints, crime scene. Bulk up, track down, lay off, pick on, alarm, pressed for, put through, fork over, set off, Richard. Job offer, large company, although, relocate, work through, pass up, plow through, wind up.
リーディング、長文。
Bird battle, Australian. World War I, employment, pressured, former soldiers, plots of land, crop farmers, accepted the challenge, flightless birds, migrate, agricultural land. Clashes, protected status, nevertheless, consequently, severely, fences, overcame, barriers, drought, huge numbers. Campion District, Western Australia, in desperation, called on, assist, armed with, machine guns, eliminate, task would not be easy, aware of. Potential danger, broke into, extremely, relatively, hunt, postponed, attempts, slightly, success, program. Deemed, ineffective, scrapped, for instance, instead, farmers could assist the soldiers, gladiator equality, Hollywood, public arenas, iconic. Ancient Rome, historical records, gladiatorial games, pre-Roman communities, Romans, 3rd century BC, despite this, similarly, in fact, therefore. Admit defeat, sponsor of the games, resulted in, historians, female gladiators, undergoing, transitioning from a republic to an empire, in addition, audiences, demanded. Novelty, having women fight each other, increasing the prize money for gladiators, banning female gladiators, male counterparts, middle and upper-class women, male-dominated society, got married to famous gladiators, prohibited their slaves from becoming gladiators, enjoyed watching gladiatorial games. Actively chose to become gladiators, the Mary Celeste, Dei Gratia, British merchant ship, spotted, drifting, Atlantic Ocean, intended destination, investigate, aboard. Belongings, industrial alcohol, plentiful supplies, cargo hold, financial reward, salvaging, Gibraltar, British authorities, much speculation, popular theory. Attacked by pirates, murdered, overboard, rejected, British naval ships, patrolled, vapors, caused an explosion, supported this idea, shed some light on. Documentary maker, Anne McGregor, analyzed, transcripts, official reports, abandoned, Azores island of Santa Maria, evidence, water pump, blocked. Chronometer, vital piece of navigational equipment, faulty, as a result, position, remove seawater, combined with, experienced rough seas, resort to, sacrificing. Ensure, remains unanswered, gave supplies of water and food, prevent A from doing, repaired the damage, continue its journey, contacted, salvage, suspected, stole. At first, unlikely, operate, according to the passage, conclude, based on her investigation, would never be solved. Official reports contain little information about the incident. Several factors led to, had no choice but to get his crew off the ship, escape to Santa Maria, blame for abandoning the ship, records of the Mary Celeste's discovery were altered, cover up, the science of revenge, phenomenon, around the globe, instinct. Fully, psychological theory, release the buildup of rage or hatred, victimized, steam engine, psychological studies, aggressive acts, associated with, increased levels of anger, attempt to get even. Generally agreed, evolution, tendency toward revenge, animal species, close relatives, chimpanzees, retaliate against, aggression, biological mechanism, human ancestors. Ancient times, faced frequent threats, murder and theft, beneficial, discouraging others from harming them, upper body strength, evolutionary pressures, capable of, enacting, chance of survival. Shaped, institutions of enforcing laws, less developed, tribal peoples, formal justice system, urban settings, sophisticated law enforcement systems, low-income neighborhoods, United States, suffer from lack of law enforcement, victims of crime, proven, cultural view of revenge, degree of variation, cultural approach, possible origins of revenge, as a whole, personal cost, human relationships. Imprisonment, cycle of revenge, affects the behavior of everyone, tolerated, indirectly, beneficial actions, little effort, practice, passing them the ball, potential for such retaliation. Contribute to, overall motivation, positive impact on, members of a group or society, reinforcing behaviors, contribute positively to its overall success. Older psychological theory of revenge, focused on, degree of anger, well-known psychological study. Reach an incorrect conclusion, based on a misunderstanding, relationship between victims and the people who cause harm to them, incorrectly suggested, reduce the amount of negative emotion, wrong person, mentioned as an advantage of taking revenge for early humans, demonstrate their physical strength, ability to protect females from danger, better able to respond to attacks. Had the effect of helping to prevent, steal their belongings, handle stress related to suffering, harmful actions of other humans, strict punishments for criminals, lower rates of crime. According to the fourth paragraph, positive effect of revenge, actually strengthen personal relationships, social rules. Behave in a way that is acceptable to the group, a chance to make a situation fairer, treated badly by the rest of society, increased competition, greater success.
要約本文と意見論述説問。
Individual heating systems, communities, district heating, special feature, central energy source. Connected to, underground pipes, heated together, at once, type of heating, increasing around the world, district heating supporters, share the same heat source, separately, CO2. Released into the air, global warming effects, breakdown, trouble for residents, regularly checked, kept in good condition, reliable, critics point out, involves placing lots of underground pipes, requires workers to dig deep into the ground. Construction, large amount of money, should government work together to increase global food production? Land space, pollution, population, technology.
リスニング。
Spider silk, taxpayers' money, brain conditions, lack expertise regarding, past research, effects of global warming, extreme weather events, workplace. Financial cost, work-life balance, inspired to change careers, remote work, work environment, formal training, painting workshop, art center, parking lot, small auditorium. Tree specialist, get in touch with City Hall, physical activities, tourist office, tour options, part-time employees, maximum of 30 hours per week, voicemail, coworker. In diameter, up to date, from now on, stick a note on, computer monitor, automated checkout, proof of payment, borrowing privileges, restore your borrowing privileges, make any exceptions. Bring this up with corporate office, fancy dinner, steak dinner, midterm paper, due at 5 p.m. a week from today. Back up your ideas, journal articles, latest research. Exchange information, mess up your whole day, out again today, around to actually manage things, school field trips, a bit simpler, stay in for a couple of days, ensure your paper is based on the latest research, damage is minimal, completely responsible. School counselor, grades are slipping, balance studying with, extracurricular activities, at the expense of, cut back on, investment accounts, specifically designed for, long-term savings, on her own. Expert advice, set up an appointment with, advisor, impressed by, lively atmosphere, wait staff, have to admit, deal with, no excuse, college applications. Big amounts later on, cope with workload, keep an eye on, at the end of the month, leave it to the last minute, a fair bit of research, essay outline, feel free to ask me, good sources, stops working altogether. Problem keeps happening, calling the plumber, deadline for the assignment, the Great Wood of Caledon, ancient Roman historical records, immense forest, Great Wood of Caledon, repeatedly, conquered this region, unsuccessful because of difficulty of fighting in, dense pine forest, covered the landscape, modern research suggests, peaked in size, in decline ever since, ancient humans, chopping down the forest, mainly responsible for reducing its size. On the front line, Civil War, registered member of the press, frontline battles, aspects of war, civilians and refugees, independently, determined to, first-hand, operation. Struck by a tank, female photographer, killed reporting on war, largely forgotten, widely appreciated, spider sounds, pick up air disturbances, up to 3 meters away, capable of detecting frequencies. Range of human hearing, mechanical engineer, air pressure, eardrum, resulting vibrations, design based on this principle, one drawback, without losing sensitivity, Nilometers, heavily dependent on surrounding plains, fertile soil, annual harvest, limited area, predict the size of the annual flood, large stone structures, measured the river's water level, additional purpose, place a tax on goods, Nilometer measurements. Set at a higher rate, rise in hospital visits, studies leader, functions properly, certain temperature range, regulates its own temperature, vulnerable to the effects of, affected by climatic conditions, negative effect on brain function, third places and leadership. Propose the idea of, stimulate creativity, release stress, while third places can vary widely, noted some essential characteristics, barrier to entering, blurred the lines between work and home life, renewed energy, enhanced leadership effectiveness, workplace culture. Employees' well-being, studies authors, only functions properly within, sociologist, hold an exhibition, Rose Gallery, Sun Gallery, displaying art, planning a workshop or class, Blue Room. Sky Studio, accommodate up to 30 people, rented by the day or by the hour, maintenance work, walk through the gym, regardless of class year, follow instructions carefully, chemical treatment, no longer possible to save the tree, permit from City Hall. Apply on your behalf, Hilltop Castle, Old Cathedral, Roman Bridge, physically demanding, requiring fitness, beyond the city, local nature spots, stunning lake, riverboat. Gives you the lowdown on local history, find a replacement, 6-hour shift, below the limit, train for Amy's job, unless there's no one else, regular shift, unavailable.
はい。皆様、お疲れ様でした。受験生全員の合格を祈願しております。またね。